You notice it in the mirror before you ever think of it as a health signal. The tail of one eyebrow looks thinner, then the other one starts to fade. Maybe your brow pencil has to go farther than it used to. Maybe the hair looks patchy, lighter, or uneven. Maybe the eyelashes seem thinner too. At first, it feels cosmetic, but after 60, eyebrow loss can sometimes be more than a beauty concern. It does not automatically mean something is wrong. It does not prove a thyroid problem. It does not mean you need to buy a supplement or start chasing hair growth products online. But it is worth noticing, because eyebrow hair grows from living skin, and that skin is influenced by the rest of the body. Hormones, nutrition, immune activity, medications, skin irritation, stress, aging, and the normal hair cycle can all play a role. So the real question is not simply, how do I cover this up? A better question is, has something changed in the pattern? That word matters. Pattern. Slow, even thinning over many years is different from a sudden patch. Both eyebrows gradually getting lighter is different from the outer edges quietly disappearing. A little age-related thinning is different from redness, itching, flaking, crusting, or hair loss in several places at once. Many people over 60 assume eyebrow thinning is just another part of getting older, and sometimes it is. Hair changes with age. It can become finer, lighter, slower growing, or less dense. Genetics also matter. Some people naturally lose hair thickness over time, not only on the scalp, but in the brows as well. But aging should not become a wastebasket explanation for every change. If the change feels new, one-sided, patchy, rapid, or connected with other symptoms, it deserves more attention. One possible reason is the normal hair growth cycle. Hair does not grow non-stop. It grows, rests, sheds, and regrows. As we get older, that cycle may become less active. Some follicles may produce thinner hairs. Others may grow more slowly. The result can be brows that look sparse even without a major medical issue. That is the simple explanation, but it is not the only one. One of the best-known medical clues involving eyebrows is the outer third of the brow. When the tail end of the eyebrow becomes noticeably thin, clinicians may sometimes think about thyroid function, especially hypothyroidism. The thyroid is a small gland in the neck that helps regulate how the body uses energy. When thyroid function is low, hair changes can sometimes appear, along with other symptoms. But this needs to be said clearly. Outer eyebrow thinning is not a diagnosis. It does not prove hypothyroidism. Many things can affect the eyebrows. Still, if the outer edges of your brows are thinning and you also feel unusually tired, colder than others, constipated, dry-skinned, low in mood, slower than usual, or you have unexplained weight changes, it is worth asking your doctor whether thyroid testing makes sense. Another possibility is autoimmune hair loss. Alopecia areata is a condition where the immune system affects hair follicles. It can appear on the scalp, but it can also affect eyebrows, eyelashes, or other body hair. This kind of loss may look different from gradual aging. It may be patchy. It may appear more suddenly. One brow may look affected more than the other. Eyelashes may thin at the same time. That does not mean you should diagnose yourself from a mirror. But sudden or patchy eyebrow loss is a reasonable reason to speak with a dermatologist or a qualified healthcare professional. The skin under the eyebrows also matters. People often focus on the hair and forget about the surface it grows from. If the brow area is irritated, itchy, flaky, red, crusted, swollen, or sore, the hair may shed or break more easily. Skin inflammation, dermatitis, reactions to cosmetics, harsh cleansing, or repeated rubbing can all affect the area. This is especially important if you find yourself scratching your brows, rubbing your eyes, or using strong products near the forehead and eyelids. Sometimes the issue is not deep inside the body. Sometimes the local skin environment is irritated enough to disturb the hair. Nutrition is another part of the picture. Hair growth requires building blocks. The body needs adequate protein and key nutrients to maintain healthy hair cycles. After 60, nutrition can quietly change. Appetite may be lower. Meals may become smaller. Dental problems, digestion issues, medication effects, stress, illness, or living alone can all change how well a person eats. But this is where the internet often pushes people in the wrong direction. Eyebrow thinning does not automatically mean you need biotin. It does not automatically mean you need iron, collagen, or a high-dose hair supplement. Biotin deficiency can be linked to hair loss, but taking extra biotin does not guarantee hair growth when there is no deficiency. Some supplements can interfere with lab tests, interact with medications, or cause problems in high doses. More is not always better. So if you suspect nutrition may be involved, the safer move is not to guess. It is to review your diet, health history, and possible deficiencies with a qualified healthcare professional. Medication changes are another clue worth paying attention to. Some medicines and cancer treatments can contribute to hair loss. In older adults, this can be difficult to sort out because several things may happen at the same time: a new medication, a recent illness, weight change, stress, thyroid changes, or a change in appetite. If your eyebrow thinning began after a medication change, do not stop the medication on your own. That can be risky. Instead, bring the timeline to your doctor or pharmacist. Say when you noticed a change, what was started or stopped around that time, and whether you notice hair loss anywhere else. The question is not, which pill should I stop? The safer question is, could any of my medications or supplements be related to this change? There is also a very ordinary cause that people underestimate: repeated damage. Years of overplucking can leave brows thinner. Rubbing the eyes can weaken hairs. Harsh makeup removal, strong skincare products, scratching, or friction can irritate the brow area. If the loss follows the exact area you pluck, scrub, or rub, that pattern matters. This is why observation is so useful. You do not need to panic. You do not need to check the mirror every hour. But you can pay attention in a practical way. Is the thinning gradual and even, or sudden and patchy? Is it mostly at the outer third of the eyebrow? Is one brow different from the other? Are the eyelashes thinning too? Is there hair loss on the scalp or elsewhere? Is the skin under the brow itchy, flaky, painful, swollen, crusted, or irritated? Did the change start after a new medication, supplement, stressful illness, major weight change, or change in diet? And are there other symptoms you have been brushing aside, such as unusual fatigue, cold intolerance, constipation, dry skin, unexplained weight change, or feeling slower than normal? Those questions do not give you a diagnosis, but they give you a clear story to bring to a clinician. You should consider talking with a qualified healthcare professional if eyebrow loss is sudden, rapid, patchy, one-sided, worsening, or affecting the eyelashes too. It is also worth asking about if the skin around the brows is irritated, painful, crusted, swollen, or scaly, or if eyebrow loss appears along with other changes in the body. A dermatologist can look at the hair and skin pattern. A primary care clinician can help decide whether thyroid, nutrition, autoimmune, medication, or other health factors should be reviewed. The goal is not to turn eyebrow thinning into something frightening. The goal is to stop dismissing visible changes simply because they seem cosmetic. After 60, the body often speaks quietly, sometimes through energy, sometimes through sleep, sometimes through skin, and sometimes through something as small as the tail of an eyebrow. A safe approach starts with noticing the pattern. If the change is gradual, a dated photo every few weeks can help you see whether it is truly progressing or just more noticeable under different lighting. Avoid overplucking, harsh scrubbing, and repeated rubbing. Be gentle with the skin around the brows, especially if it is dry or irritated. Pay attention to your wider health. Has your appetite changed? Has your weight changed without trying? Are you eating regular meals? Have you started new medications or supplements? Are you feeling unusually tired or cold? Is your skin drier than usual? These details matter because they connect the mirror change to the whole person. Also, be careful with hair growth promises. Eyebrow serums, vitamins, oils, and supplements are often marketed to people who are worried about aging. Some products may be harmless for some people, but they are not a substitute for understanding why the change is happening. And they should not replace medical advice when the loss is sudden, patchy, persistent, or paired with other symptoms. The main lesson is simple. Eyebrow loss after 60 is not always just aging, and it is not automatically a warning sign of disease. It sits in the middle, Sometimes it reflects normal hair cycle changes. Sometimes it reflects grooming habits or irritated skin. Sometimes it may be linked to thyroid function, autoimmune hair loss, nutrition, medication effects, or another health change worth reviewing. So if the ends of your eyebrows seem to be disappearing, or your brows are thinning in a way that feels new for you, do not jump to conclusions, but do not ignore the pattern either. Notice how it started. Notice whether it is even or patchy. Notice whether other symptoms are present. And if the change is sudden, worsening, persistent, or concerning, ask a qualified healthcare professional. Your eyebrows may be small, but sometimes small changes are where the body begins the conversation. For more calm, clear explanations about health after 60, subscribe to the channel. We'll keep looking at the body signals many people dismiss too quickly and explain what they may mean in a responsible, practical way.